Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I am thrilled today to have part two or round two of our tax conversation with the Louisiana doll herself. Last week was so powerful, so I can't wait to have her come on here and talk about how this tax season doesn't have to be a headache. She's going to give you some wisdom on how to make sure it goes smoothly. So hang in there. There she is. Yay! Let me go ahead and add her in because I am thrilled to have round two of our conversation. Hello, beautiful.
Hi,
How are
y'all?
you? I was just saying how I'm so excited about round two of our conversation, and I couldn't wait for everybody to meet you and to converse with you once again. So let's start at the very beginning. If this is the first time we're meeting, hi, I'm Jessica Canty. I'm a life and career strategist. Now, what does that mean? That means I have a passion for helping people go from unfulfilled jobs to their dream careers. And one of the things that I love to be able to do is to be a media personality for Swag Her magazine. Now, why is it something I get excited about? Because I get an opportunity to meet movers and shakers and subject matter experts throughout the community. And I get to chat with them and learn right alongside with you about their expertise. So last week, I was able to have a conversation with this beautiful face you see in front of you. And oh my goodness, the notes that I took. So I want you all to be prepared to be educated. So this is how we're going to do this conversation. I'm going to be quiet for a moment or two, allow us to introduce ourselves to you. I want to kind of go over some of the questions we talked about last week. But if you all have any questions that you want to ask throughout our conversation, please feel free to chime in. You might even get some of those questions answered while we're chatting because she's just a wealth of wisdom and is so caring to share it with us. So, like I said, I'm going to turn my voice off for a moment so she can introduce herself to you. Take it away, my dear.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rashida. I'm the owner of In and Out Tax Service at the Baton Rouge location. Last week, like Jessica said, we met, we discussed taxes, answered some questions, gave some a lot of different information on some topics, a little background information. I've been preparing taxes for quite a while now, on and off, since about 2010, maybe, somewhere around there. My background, educational background, I have a bachelor's in marketing, a master's in business administration, as well as information systems. I've owned some businesses, so I'm familiar with bookkeeping, taxes, pretty much everything business-wise, and we do offer some of those additional services as well as tax preparation. We're located at 9131 Interline Avenue here in Baton Rouge. We do prepare taxes for all 50 states, any state that accepts e-file, which is all 50 states. Basically, we do prepare taxes, so you don't have to be in Baton Rouge or in Louisiana to get your taxes prepared. What else have I missed in? Everything out.
I'm just on the edge of my seat. I'm just taking it all in. You just reminded me of how wonderful our conversation was last week. Go ahead.
So there are a few ways to file. If you're local, of course, you can come into the office. You schedule an appointment. We do one-on-one appointments. We don't have you sitting and just waiting in line. You can go to our page, which is at In and Out Tax Service BR, or you can follow my personal page. There's a link on there as well, which is Louisiana _doll. There's a link on my page to link you to all my businesses. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to go to that page, email me, DM me. I answer all of it. Again, back to what I was saying, I'm sorry. In order to prepare, you can either schedule an appointment and come in. You can actually download our TaxPass app and put in our code. It's a scan. You can either scan it or you can either enter it in, and you can upload your documentation. And you can also email us, which again, all of that is on my page, which is info@thefinancialbiz.com. Last week we discussed, I think, W-9. I think we touched a little bit on the W-4s, the new W-4s, I think, if I remember correctly. We discussed Your W-2s, of course, everybody needs a W-2 to file. Your 1099, so things that you need to bring in to file or submit would be a W-2, your 1099. You would need to submit, of course, social security numbers for you, your spouse, dependents, proof of residency. You would need to submit any child care expenses. Trying to think off the top of my head what else we covered.
I'm definitely going to help you out. I'm going to summarize what you said, and I got the questions right next to me.
Oh, for businesses.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for businesses, you need to do, if you have a business, we can add a Schedule C to your taxes. We can, you would need an EIN. If you don't have an EIN for your business, that is an additional service that we do offer. We'll show a business how to set up your EIN, your LLC, and get you started. We offer some graphic services. So like if you don't have a logo, we can create a basic logo for you to get you started. You do need the EIN, your summary of income, as well as your expenses for the year if you're a business, in order to add that Schedule C to your to file with your taxes. Let me think what else. The W-4s that we discussed, there's a new form for 2020. It's a little different than the previous forms that you were filling out. With your W-4 is your form that you fill out for your tax withholdings. So for 2020, the IRS did create a new form. The portion that's missing now is where you were able to actually input a number for your dependents. Now you do a filing status, and there's actually a little formula that you use to create like the actual amount that they will be withholding. But if you fill that out incorrectly, no taxes will be deducted. So if you have questions about that, feel free to email me or contact me. I can give you additional info on that, on how to complete it correctly so that you can maximize your return for next year. Because in order to get the maximum amount on your return, you have to pay your tax bill for this year, of course. Mm-hmm. So I'm free to answer questions. I don't know what else. I can't remember what else we covered.
You just covered so much. You did it like a summary. Then you gave me some additional information. So I want to summarize what you said, because I'm over here jotting down notes. You were talking. I was like, let me write this down. A couple of things I wanted to highlight for the community. Last week we talked a little bit about the difference between using a professional who knows, who's educated in what they're talking about, who's had experience. And did you catch that? She's had a decade of experience. And the difference between having that and say using an online software or scanning things with your phone and asking a cousin to do it with you, or a neighborhood friend. We talked about how that's vastly different. And I wanted you to hear how this is vastly different than using any other experience that you've had. One, she told you don't even have to be local for her to work with you. So she's saying you could be working with her from your living room, and you're still going to get quality customer service. Now, if you're blessed enough to be in the area where she works, I suggest you go in, because she gives you that boutique, that customer service experience where you're not 1 in 100. That time slot is just for you. I don't know about you all, but I've had the beauty shop experience where I've gone in and I had to wait 30 minutes just to get my hair washed, and then 40 minutes after it's just not a good experience. You're not going to get that with this tax provider. You're going to get that one-on-one attention that you need. And boy, did my ears perk up when you said you have an app. I was like, let me write that down and make sure that I can put that in there, because it's an app for everything. But that's the one thing you really want to be mindful of, because you're talking about tax information. And so uploading it on an app, you want to make sure that that information is secure and it's in the hands of someone who knows what to do with it. The other thing is I wanted to highlight that she was talking about, last week we didn't bring this up, so this is why I was so excited for you to say that you help people get the LLC and the EIN number.
I thought we did, but I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
So
I know you help businesses, but I didn't realize you really, really help businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
With all my businesses, I've done everything myself. So I didn't have anybody to help me, to assist me. And it gets overwhelming when you don't know. I've helped several businesses do their startup, do their LLC, obtain the EIN. So I offer that as a service now. So if you're confused, because some people don't know that, some people just get a business license. Some people may get their LLC and don't know they need a business license. So to kind of help with that and make sure that everything is on the up and up, and they can file and use it on their right, excuse me, to get their maximum write-offs on their tax return, I'll help you set it up. So I'll show you where to go to get your EIN. We come in, you can come into the office if you're local. But with other states, I do have to do a little research as far as the actual LLC itself, because every state is a little different. But with Louisiana, I will walk you through the process in the office of going in, getting your LLC set up, getting your EIN, telling you where to go to get your business license, how to actually set up your monthly. With products, you do have to pay taxes monthly. With services, you don't, but I show you how to set that account up with the Department of Revenue. So some people do get their business license and leave that second step off. Meaning when you go to file your taxes, the Department of Revenue is looking for some money because you filed taxes with the city, but you didn't file with your state. So I show businesses how to do that.
Absolutely. And I just really like how you said that, because people may have a good intention and want to start a business, perhaps to help the community they're in, perhaps to establish generational wealth. And just by sheer not knowing or trying to Google it themselves, they can set themselves up to owe money as opposed to earning the money and keeping the money that they've earned. Correct. And that is something, and as you're saying, I do remember we were talking about how you want to maximize the money that you get, the return that you get. And I really like that you mentioned that, because a lot of people, again, it's 2020. Everybody wants to be able to do things on their own. You can do it on your laptop, your tablet, your cell phone, but you might be missing money, you might be leaving money on the table. And it's not the government's job to make sure that you get that additional money. And so you want to have a tax preparer who understands that, who understands the nuances. Like she just broke down the W-4. I think that's what you did, the W-4, and there's a formula. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I would do. I was like, I don't know. I would just take it to a tax provider and say, here you go. I'm not quite sure what to do about this. And so I really like that she shared that with us. And another thing that I wanted to highlight, we kind of talked about last week, I'm going to bring up this question again, so feel free to add your insight once more, was that looking at the cost to file and then looking at deductions and what you owe. So one, I wanted to say about the cost to file, just based on what we learned from last week, it costs to file in terms of the fee, but it also will cost if you don't file properly. So you want to think about what are you willing to invest? Are you willing to invest in a professional who is going to protect you in case you're audited, which is this lady right here? Or are you willing to spend $20 to get somebody to do it and then wind up owing more money later? So what is the cost to file? That's what you want to ask yourself. What's that cost to my financial budget? So could you talk a little bit about what it costs to file for an individual in a business?
Well, it depends on the company. Prices vary anywhere from $200-$300 all the way up to $1,000. It just kind of varies on which company you go with. Of course, the larger companies do pay more. Do charge more as far as the fees. The extra added on to the individual versus business is that with a business, they depending on what business structure they have additional forms to file, whether it's an LLC, an S Corp, C Corp, there's additional forms to file with your individual filing. So it does cost you a little bit more because of the forms that are being added. I personally don't charge per worksheet. I charge based on the forms that you're using. So that's how my fees are calculated. So for individuals, depending on what's going on, like last week, I did college students at $99. So it just kind of depends what's going on. And I do try to work with my clients. If your refund is not huge, of course, I'm not going to try to charge you a huge amount or whatever the regular fee is. I do try to work with, because I know everybody needs their money. They may be trying to open a business. They may be trying to pay off some bills. I don't try to just charge you just because.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because I want to highlight that to you all again, that she has specials and deals, and the fees that she's talking about, we're talking about, we don't want to, she's not going to try to make you pay additional upfront costs. So this is something that is already coming out of what you would be getting back. Now, there may be special, there may be special cases where there's additional services that need to be rendered to make sure everything is professionally done and to give you that peace of mind. There's that cost. Are you willing to give up your peace of mind? Or do you want to know that this is something that if the government asks to see any type of documentation, you know, it was done professionally, you know, it was done by a knowledgeable subject matter expert to take care of it. So I really like that you talked about the prices, because we want to make sure that people don't think they're getting a deal when they're paying something astronomical, or don't think that they're getting a deal when they're paying something that's cheap, and that's the product, that's the service that they're getting is cheap. So you really want to be mindful of those costs. We talked a little bit about deadlines and extensions. Can you just share with the audience again, what do you think about deadlines? What is your professional experience around that? And what do you think about extensions?
Okay, so last week we also discussed an additional service that we offer, which is itemization. It helps you prepare for the upcoming tax season. So a lot of businesses right now are scrambling because they don't have everything together. They don't remember their expenses or any type of income, like they're trying to prepare in order to file. My suggestion is, if you're not ready to file by the April 15th deadline, then you need to file for an extension. The extension does give you more time to gather your information. It doesn't change the amount you owe or the amount that you would have to pay. It just gives you additional time to get everything together. I wouldn't suggest just hurrying up like, oh, okay, I got this, let me just go ahead and file with this. No, because if you miss something, then of course you have to go back. You have to file for an amendment, and that's an additional cost. So my suggestion would be to get everything together first and then file. You still have time. We're just at mid-February, even dates for the earned income credit people yet. So you still have time to file. It's not a big rush. The itemization services that we discussed last week, what we offer is our clients, they can come in or they can email us, however they want to get us their information, but we do a actual reporting. So it'll be expenses, income. You get everything over to us. We do a spreadsheet for you each month. We'll send out a spreadsheet quarterly, but if you need additional reports each month, we can do that. Quarterly gives you your last 3 months of expenses, your income, whatever information you want included. We'll discuss, of course, at our consultation, but we'll include all that in your reporting. That way, when you get ready to file, when January 1st comes around, you don't have to be scrambling between January and February looking for documentation. You have a spreadsheet as well as a printed report of your monthly expenses, what you paid in, what you took out, and that way that'll help prepare you with whether you file with us or whoever you file with. That way it gives them all your information.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing is not only can we help you this year, but we're going to set you up for success for next year as well. Correct. So we're absolutely. So, I mean, and that's what you want to look for when you're talking with a tax preparer. You want to make sure that they are not putting you in a position where you have to scramble again next year. I don't think I've ever heard this ever been offered before in the way that you're offering it, that we're going to set you up for success, that's our main goal is to prepare you for next year. So the next year, when we come around this time, all you're doing is just kind of checking off what she said and you're scheduling your appointment with her. So I think the other thing we talked about was how do we know we're working with a reputable tax preparer? And you shared with us that last week that you had experience working with a major company before, and then you decided to take the experience you have from there and to open your own business. And you shared in your introduction that this is something that you are able to help with individuals and businesses. So that's something you want to be mindful of when you're talking about a reputable tax preparer. If this is in the basement of somebody's house and they've got 5 different business titles, they're the county trash collector, dog walker, and tax preparer, you might want to focus on someone who's got that subject matter expert who can focus in and hone in on the unique nuances of your business. We talked a little bit about deductions when you were talking about the W-4, but were there any other insights that you have for our communities around deductions or anything like that?
Individual wise, for individual taxes, just make sure that you keep up with, like, for instance, if you have daycare expenses, make sure you're getting that provider EIN, the address, so that way you can include that on your taxes. That is a deduction. Think of some other deductions off the top of my head. For businesses, of course, there's numerous deductions. Advertising, there's of course your rent, there's your travel expenses, there's your meals. Like, it's a variety of things that you can write off as an actual business. If you use your car for your business, you can possibly write off the mileage, you can write off the actual expenses, the depreciation. So it's a lot of deductions and credits that you can claim on your taxes.
Absolutely.
Now, when
And you
you
know what,
speak with
even if,
your, oh, go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Oh,
No,
I
no,
was just
please,
gonna say,
please.
when you speak with your tax preparer, you just have to make sure you inform them of what business you have, what you do, what you use. Most people, I ask a lot of questions. May say it's nosy, but I do ask a lot of questions to kind of get an idea, because I know most people, when they're talking to you, they leave things out, and then when you go back later, it's like, oh, I didn't know that. So I tend to ask a lot of questions. I have a form that you fill out for your Schedule C when you come in to speak with me. It's a due diligence form. It kind of asks you some of the questions that I would normally ask. So when I review it, I can go back and refer to this and ask you this, like different questions to kind of prompt you to know, hey, this is what I've been using for my business. Hey, no, I didn't use this, but I did use this. It just gives you more information on how we can get you more deductions or more credits, what you actually qualify for.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because it can be a daunting and scary experience to go get your taxes filed, because you're always nervous. Like, do I have all the documents that I need? Or did I tell them everything that they needed to know? And I don't know about you all, but I raised my hand. I got my taxes filed last year, and it was by the same company that's been filing my taxes for years. And the preparer said, "Who filed them last year? They missed us," and my stomach could have just dropped to the floor. Like, what are you? This is the same person for this. I mean, or the same company. So even in the same company, you may not have a quality person working with you. But if you're listening, you're hearing quality right now. And so I really want you all to hone in on. So even if you don't decide to work with her, which I think it would be a wise decision to work with her, I want you all to know that this is information that you need to know and want to share. So I think we also, I'm not sure if it was our conversation last week, we may have mentioned it. What made you want to work with Swag Her Magazine? Why did you agree to even do this interview?
Well, I've been working with Swag Her, what year are we in? 2020. So like I know most of last year. I want to say part of 2018 as well. I can't remember for sure. I actually met the CEO a couple of years ago at a dinner. We were actually in like a little social group together, and we met, and she was hilarious. We actually sat on the side of each other and started talking, didn't know each other at all, super friendly, just started talking. I don't even remember what we talked about, but we laughed the whole night. So after that, meeting her, finding out what she does, opening my own businesses, I would prefer to work with her. I've spoken several times with Jermel. He's super friendly as well. They always are willing to work with you, kind of offer you customized packages. So it's not like, hey, this is all we offer, you can take this. They're like, hey, we do this, we do this. Like, he goes down the list on everything that he can possibly do. And they are willing to help businesses to get you on a platform to where other people can meet you and greet you. I've met several people through just advertising with you all that I still speak with via text, via messenger, however we communicate. It was just going through Swag Her. It wasn't anything like we just met randomly. So I like the platform. I don't want to say I love the platform, and I like they're continuously adding different services and different, like, this is new. As far as the Instagram interview with you, I think I did one before with Jermel. So it's a little different, just seeing new faces doing different interviews with different people. So I like what they're doing.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm smiling because as a life and career strategist, I always try to emphasize to people just the importance of networking. I know that there's a whole lot of fancy terms for it now, net connecting, making connections, all these good things, but it's so very true. And you just gave a great example about why it's so very important to make sure that you have a connection with other people. And so not only would you be connected through Swag Her Magazine, but you have a connection to a tax preparer that's going to make sure that you are well taken care of. And it's because of this platform. So I really want to encourage you all, one, to go over to the website. But you guys say the website again, because I want to put it in the comment section. I'm gonna start giving you guys your homework assignments. Are you ready? Here they go. First, when you leave here, I want you to go to the website, which I'm going to put in the comment section. I want you to schedule your appointment, because it'll be April before you know it. Mm-hmm. And then I also want to make sure that you watch this on a replay. because she shared some wisdom that if you weren't paying attention, you weren't writing stuff down, you didn't catch it. So I want to make sure that you catch it on the replay. So I'm going to mute for a second. You tell me the website. I'm going to put it in the comment section.
Okay, so we have a general website, which is www.inandouttax.com. But you can find all the information on my actual Instagram page, which our Instagram is at In and Out Tax Service BR.
And I think last week, did we, I think we also gave your email address. Was that last week?
We probably did, but I can give it to you again. The email is info@thefinancialbiz.com. And I can also give y'all phone numbers.
Yes, this is awesome. Okay.
So the phone number to the office is 225-444-5275.
Okay.
And then we have a mobile number, which is 225-900-7441.
All right, you. I want you all to be proactive because I said it like hardly, but the truth of the matter is, we're coming up on the end of February. And April will be here before you know it. And you don't want to wait till crunch time. That can add to your stress. You've got the information at your fingertips. It's now up to you to take advantage of it. And as I'm chatting, I want to make sure I pin these comments because I want you all to be able to come back to them and be able to come for the information. And if by chance you missed any of the information, again, this will be in the story for Swag Her Magazine and will also be on the YouTube site. And you could always ask Swag Her Magazine, there was a tax lady on here. What was her name again? I can't remember what it was. But send a message. We will definitely connect you, or you can connect with me, and I definitely will connect you because I know this is not going to be the last time I communicate with her because she just shared with me. I'm like, I got notes over here. I don't know about y'all, but I've got notes. And I plan on following up. So I know last week we had you were able to bless the college students, but I wanted to ask, was there any other announcements that you had for our community today?
I don't have any other announcements right this second. I haven't figured out what else I want to do yet. I will probably bring the college student discount back again, just to, of course, help out college students. I've been in college. I know we don't have any money in college. We have to study. We have other things to do. So I may possibly be bringing that back for a week. I don't know. It's just different things. It's like whatever I wake up and feel like, hey, let's do this, just to help somebody out. It's tax season. I'm trying to make sure everybody get their maximum return. I'm trying to make sure that everybody gets their business up and running. If you want to start a business, once you get your taxes, I can help you with that. So it's just a variety of things that I want to offer. I just haven't put all those packages together just yet. But if somebody comes in and asks me, of course, I got you. So just come in, call me, email me, however you want to get in touch with me. I answer everything. I try hard not to miss anything. So just however you want to get in touch with me, you can actually text the mobile number, the 225-900-7441. You can send me a text. I do respond to those. Now, I'm kind of bad with the DMs, but I do try to get to them. I don't see them all because I manage multiple pages. So if I miss you and I don't respond within 24 hours, send me another DM, text me, email me, however you want to get in touch with me.
Absolutely. And you just gave them about 10 different ways to get in contact with you. Everything you could even send a smoke signal. Go ahead.
I'm gonna answer that too.
I love it. And as we're chatting, I see all these hearts on the side, and I was just thinking about how those hearts reflect your heart. It's so much love that you're providing for the community. You're giving them a beneficial service that is investing in their financial freedom and their financial budget. So we just came off the Valentine's Day weekend, and we were talking about giving yourself the gift of love. And this is just the love that keeps on giving, that prepares you for next year. You want to make sure that you're in reputable hands, that someone's going to take care of you, that they're not just going to take off with your money, or will try to find some backdoor way of getting you money, and it winds up getting you in the end. So I would say, she says she manages multiple pages. You need to follow each and every one of them. Because if she wakes up one morning and says, I've got a gift for you, I don't want anybody to miss out on the gift. Speaking of gifts, if you head over to my page at Jessica Canty, I've got a gift for you too. If you're in an unfulfilled, frustrating job, if you're looking at the clock right now because you know you got to get off your lunch break and get back to the cubicle, and you're just like, this is not my passion, this is not my purpose, why don't you head over to my page? Because I've got a gift for you to get you started on living out your dream career. Stop dragging yourself into work. Stop being, mad and irritable with your family, your friends, and your coworkers. It's time to start living with passion and on purpose. All right, you also head over to my page for that free gift. And I just want to make sure that if anybody has any other questions, I'm looking in this comment section. Let's see. Seeing a lot of people showing you love, saying my friend.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody's questions. Please feel free to definitely, like she said, she's going to answer questions via all the different ways that we gave you her contact information. Oh, we even have more people joining. Those who just joined us, you missed a lot of information. I know, but I want you to go back and look at the YouTube video. I also want you to go back and look at this on the story, press play, press record, attach it to an email along with her contact information, and make sure all your family and friends know who to turn to when it's time to file their taxes. All right, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Did you want to share any parting thoughts?
Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody listening. The purpose of my business was to make sure that I help everybody. I don't want to own a business and not give out a helping hand. So that's what I try to do when I offer services and different promotions and stuff. So make sure y'all take advantage of them. If you have any questions, just give me a call. I'm available. Phone, email, Instagram, Facebook. So just give me a call. I appreciate everybody listening in, and see y'all again.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.